It was 1996 when Super Mario RPG made its debut on the SNES, produced by Square and published by Nintendo, combining the features of traditional RPGs, Final Fantasy VI and Chrono Trigger with the traditional platformers. Not surprisingly, the game shares many similarities with old Square titles, such as turn-based combat, character growth, spells, and storyline. The game will be exclusively released for Nintendo Switch on November 17, 2023, priced at €60. The average playtime for the adventure is around 20 hours and 30 hours for a 100% completion. After all these years, can the remake of Super Mario RPG still impress and keep up with modern games? Let's find out together in the next 5 minutes. Strangely, the story begins with Princess Peach being kidnapped by Bowser and Mario setting out to rescue her. However, events will soon take an unexpected turn when the entire Mushroom Kingdom is invaded by the Smithy Gang, a tyrant from another dimension with the intention to conquer the kingdom. Mario and the others are initially separated, encountering new adventure companions like Mallow, a little cloud with special powers, and Geno, a little robot that became so famous that was included as a gunner in Super Smash Bros. Soon, Mario, Mallow, Geno, Bowser, and Princess Peach Toadstool will join forces to face this new threat, in search of the 7 stars needed to restore the Rainbow Road and becoming the 5 playable characters in the adventure, each with unique attacks and special moves. Like most traditional JRPGs, the game is divided into adventuring and turn-based battle sequences. Much of Super Mario RPG's gameplay occurs outside of monster battles and plays like an isometric 3D platformer, incorporating traditional Mario elements, such as punching floating question blocks from below. There are no random encounters, enemies are visible in the field, and a battle only begins when Mario makes contact with them. This allows players to avoid unnecessary battles. Despite the gameplay remaining mostly unchanged from the original, some enhancements have been introduced to make the experience more engaging and fun. Let's look at the main ones. One significant change from the original game concerns the timed hit mechanic. In Super Mario RPG, you can power up your attacks or defend against enemy attacks by pressing a button with precise timing when an exclamation point appears on the screen. This mechanic, which somewhat resembles Squall's Gunblade in Final Fantasy VIII, aims to make the turn-based system more dynamic by actively involving the player in both their turn and the opponent's. However, in our opinion, this mechanic makes the game significantly easier, dealing devastating damage or almost entirely nullifying the enemy's attack. Moreover, chaining multiple timed hits initiates a combo chain that boosts party stats and provides temporary enhancements. For example, it can transform a basic attack into an area attack, making battles even easier. Therefore, Super Mario presents itself as a game with relatively low difficulty, a pastime in a world of mini-games and colors, with the addition of an RPG component that gives players a sense of progress. This doesn't mean the game isn't fun, however, it may not significantly challenge skilled players, at least during the main campaign. The real difficulty lies in the final optional bosses, which are most powerful versions of previously encountered bosses or entirely new enemies. Another significant change from the original game is the addition of an indicator in the lower left corner of the screen. This indicator fills as you progress through battles and allows you to unleash a powerful combined attack from Mario, Mallow, and Geno, inflicting devastating damage on enemies. A fun addition that will certainly appeal to completionists is the inclusion of a bestiary containing information on every enemy encountered in the game. However, the bestiary won't fill up just by defeating enemies. You'll need to activate Mallow's special move, Thought Peek, to access most of the information, which will require to use this ability on every single enemy and boss you encounter. It is now possible to swap party members mid-battle, but having to switch to Mallow for the entire campaign can be tedious. Super Mario RPG has been totally redesigned, and in our opinion, it looks extremely well made and enjoyable to experience. The remake reimagines the original game in full 3D graphics, colorful and detailed, mostly maintaining the original characters' designs and proportions. The game's soundtrack has also been rearranged with new orchestration by the original game's composer, Yoko Shimomura. During the game, you have the option to choose between modern music and the original tracks, allowing players to experience the adventure with a touch of nostalgia. While many still appreciate the old SNES version, the new graphics, accompanied by new cutscenes and films, make the game much more engaging and appealing to a younger, newer, and modern audience. If you've never played the original adventure and are a fan of role-playing games, we highly recommend the purchase. Super Mario RPG is right up your alley and will provide you with hours of enjoyment. However, if you already know the game by heart and the new graphics and additions aren't significant to you, you can safely skip the purchase. Remember that the game isn't particularly challenging, although some optional bosses may indeed give you a run for your money, and that it's an RPG with turn-based combat, significantly different from any other Mario game, which may potentially be monotonous for some players. So, will you be buying it to relive Mario's adventure? Let us know in the comments, and as usual, have a nice game.